this death metal brewery called True Brewing. Shout out to True Brewing that says keep Loto off of South Broadway. So they're doing great in the pandemic, though. I ain't worried for True. Love you, True.
So, like, was there any touring like after you guys like put that out, or was it just kind of just you guys dropped that and you guys just went immediately back?
I think we made it up north to like not like north, but like our directly adjacent north.
Gotcha.
But like nothing crazy. We something happened.
There was attempts to tour have been made that just like whenever something happens, we can't really seem to get like dates lined up or something. But we're always itching to go, and this year was gonna be tour.
We had one going.
we had one going, and then something like this happens.
Then last summer I was on tour with my metal band, and so we couldn't do it.
Yeah,
and that's frustrating because I don't do any writing for that project, and it's so
Gotcha.
Well, yeah. So we're trying to tour and we're trying to get it together, and we would love to go with anybody that would have us. Our friends and Be Like Max, or we would love to throw down even to like Trade Cities or do a small kind of Western tour and stuff with those dudes if they would ever have us or whoever. So.
Yeah, I just want to get out of here. I am so fucking burned out of not playing shows. I'm ready to go. But the good news is hopefully, by the time touring is safe to do again, we'll have a new record to push on the tour. So
yeah, most definitely.
Whatever. It's free writing time.
Oh yeah.
And like we get to do stuff like this and to pass the time and stuff like our little live set that we did the other day. So.
Last year we got It Looks Like Fun.
Yeah.
5 more songs. What I noticed about this project, when I noticed a lot about the lyrics, it was like a lot of like self-reflecting going on. But for example, like Emilio Fiestevis. So it's that, like, for example, we're like, I want to get fucked up, you want to get fucked up. And then in the song, like, yeah, like I keep doing the same bullshit, but like, I don't know when I'm going to snap out of this. Like a lot of people have those conversations with themselves in their heads. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, so our drummer wrote the majority of the lyrics for that.
That's what's up.
I thought it was Zach. Zach told me he did most of it. Was that mostly?
He came up with like the chant part, and
the one part I changed.
So he came up with the chant part, and then that kind of like sprung on like the rest of the lyrics, or like the more of like the kind of chorus stuff.
Yeah.
The verses our old lead singer Matt wrote.
Now I'm extra salty that you made me learn those. I changed them a little bit, but for the most.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe Zach would back me up or not. I don't know, but I know that like Matt had something to do, and it's very much similar to like what the kinds of stuff that he wrote on Expectations, with him knowing about problems and or wanting to change. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The big changes on that song for me were up until very, very recently, I related to that song pretty heavily, except for trying to stop doing anything. But I know that the chant part, like the breakdown, was all like super hard drugs, which I don't touch when I joined the band, and I just switched it to liquor brands because I felt uncomfortable talking about like heroin or whatever the fuck he was singing about.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know, I did like a bunch of little tweaks, and then the talking at the end is always kind of fun.
Yeah.
I had a fun time saying Zach's name on the record because whenever we play live, I go kind of stand on the drum kit and talk to Zach during that part.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think like of maybe like the old partying stuff that the first guy wrote, that one kind of was easy to sing just because like, there was like, you do have, I never maybe tried to like quit drinking so much, but like you would definitely have the mornings like back in the Snapchat era where you'd wake up and there'd be like 6 open snaps, and you're like, well, they're gone forever and they could be anything. Like, fuck, I wonder what those were. Like, that, gotta stop doing that. Or like, I used to just get plastered and ride my bike home from work, and like, I remember I'd always take videos of myself singing lyric ideas and send them to the band from that era. And that's, in hindsight, maybe wasn't such a good thing to do.
Well, it kind of like referenced some of that stuff in Sad and Angry, right?
Yeah, I talk about that a little bit in Sad and Angry. But yeah, I mean, Emilio Fiestevez, it was just called Fucked Up for a really long time. I think calling it Emilio Fiestevez makes it funner and sillier than like a problem song. It is the party banger.
Yeah.
And I'll drink to it again, I'm sure too, once my break is over here. So
got you. And then
it's a fun song just because it's about that doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course. So track 2 to me, it was kind of like track 4 on the first one. It was kind of like that like coastal, like kind of like straight, like pop punk type. I feel like when you guys play that song live, I feel like that's like the Stage Diver song. Am I right or am I wrong? Or
I mean,
are all the Stage Divers?
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe live. I've always kind of thought of it closer to Gears, to the point where we don't even play it. We can't play it next to Gears in the set because I kind of like, we think it's like, oh, these songs are too similar. Like, we don't want to just blast them with stuff. We have that. I feel like we talk about that almost all the time when we're making the set list.
Gotcha.
I think
like Beach Bus is way more like Gears than
Beach Bus for sure, yeah.
We're talking Beach Bus.
I know that.
Beach Bus, baby.
Beach Bus.
All aboard.
It is pretty similar to that, and that's kind of the vibe we were going for there for sure. And people do kind of, that one is kind of the more left field one, especially like with the outro, kind of Nate and Henry kind of singing there. Yeah. But we always generally have pretty positive. That one was oddly enough the one that Spotify just out of the blue picked up for the new
Punk Tracks playlist.
New Punk Tracks playlist. Like, we didn't. It was kind of like surreal because we didn't submit anything. Somebody on their staff just picked it.
Like good,
that's what's up.
And that was pretty amazing. I've never
boost for the record for sure. Like, we got a pretty good boost from that, which was sick. I mean, I love playing that song. I think it's super fun. It's the words are kind of a little bit about nothing. It's like the music the music came first, and then I just really quickly wrote a song about how much I loved my old metal band from college.
Yeah.
And the breakdown is the stupidest thing in the world, and I can't believe they let me record that, but it is what it is now. Now it's forever.
Hey,
so Beach Bus forever.
I think you posed that. I think you said that incorrectly. It's how much you loved your old metal. I think it's how much you love your old metal band because
most of it.
Yeah.
But Brent and Brandon, oh, those boys, love them forever.
Well, I mean, Brandon comes up again in the fucking boys, so know.
So does Brent.
So track 3, like I said before, I love all the work that the horns are putting in, especially because on this one, it everything that the horns were playing, it definitely gives it that melancholy feel. You know what I'm saying?
Let me really turn that song around. I liked that song for a really long time, and no one else did because it wasn't blocked together and properly, and then everyone really made it what it should be.
That's what's up. I was gonna say
I
was gonna say that guitar solo is fucking crazy, man. It sounds like Dragon Force invaded the Sorry Sweetheart recording session. Was like, yo, we're gonna lay solos here,
It's funny that you mentioned Dragon Force because I wasn't even thinking about that while I was doing that. But I showed it to my friend. His name's Greg. He plays in this great metal band called The Legion. And I sent that to him. I was just like, hey man, what do you think? He's just like, I laughed out loud when I heard the Dragon Force part, and that didn't even like register to me, but I can totally like, oh yeah, that's exactly what that is like, it's the Dragon Force kind of moment. And you know, I want
Dragon Force moment in it. The whole thing?
Oh, just when, you know, when it starts shifting over to like, so it first starts out with like the minor
harmonies.
Well, yeah, definitely that part. But when it shifts over to like the major key, so it has 2 minor key kind of.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I just don't listen to a lot of Dragon Force, so I didn't know what part was being compared to them.
Well, yeah,
so that's Fire and Flames. That's all I know.
And that's
Fire and Flames, Eat Hot Chip and Lie. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the love, and you know, it's one of those things that like we spent a long time in the studio to kind of like try my best. And, you know, like I'm super critical of myself when it comes to that stuff. So I'm glad to hear that you guys like it. I will say, like, I'm listening to the new Kill Lincoln record this week a lot, and their shred guitar solo, man, top notch. Kind of, you know, same kind of deal. And I'm super impressed with who's laying down the licks in that band. So
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that
yeah, I was gonna say why'd you kick that kid out of the party, man?
Oh, damn, that's a story. So that whole song is one night, and boy howdy is it a long story. That kid specifically walked into my house for like my roommate's twins welcome back to Colorado party that we were throwing.
Yeah.
And he just kept like walking around in our backyard asking if he could like skate, and we were like, no man, you can't skate here. And then he like grabbed this bottle of lighter fluid because we had like this outdoor fire pit, and was like, man, like watch this, and like wanted to do some lighter fluid trick. And my roommates and her twin were just like, nope, get him out of here. Yeah. And at this point, I don't really remember doing this super well, but I guess I just like grabbed him by his scruff and dragged him through my living room, and then like picked him up and pushed him out my door, and I said, au revoir, fam. And then like went back to whatever I was doing. And so that's why that's at the end of the record also.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But that was the kid I threw out of the party, you know. He deserved it. He was going to burn the house down by accident, and he didn't understand why he was getting thrown out. I guess he was asking other friends that were there that also didn't know why I was kicking him out. I guess were asking me, and I just was like, he's got to go. Taylor doesn't like him. Like,
yeah.
I guess if he had resisted, he probably would have met further force, I assume. I don't know. He went with the flow, thank goodness.
So track 4, everyone I look up to is Sad or Angry. Brian Robertson, is that the other vocalist that I hear? Like the
no, yeah, Brian Robertson is the guy during the breakdown.
Yeah.
And he is just, he plays in like this post-hardcore band, Saints of Never After, around town. And I tried so hard to get Spotify to say Saints of Never After and not Brian Robinson, but it wouldn't give me the clickable link. Mm-hmm. So sorry, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really wanted him to do, when I asked him initially, I wanted him to do harsh vocals over that part, because that's how I always do them live. Because he's got like these really like not screechy in like a screamo way, but screechy in like an Atreyu way.
Yeah.
Eyes, and like he does them so well, and I was really hoping for that. And then he came in and did like the clean vocals, and it sounded, and he did a really great job. And so I think it was just me and you in the studio that day too. I didn't really have any complaints about the way he did it. I thought it turned out awesome, even though I didn't get the Atreyu vocals that I wanted initially.
You know, he did do some underlying like Atreyu style vocals.
Yeah, that's true.
And I even mentioned that too, and everyone like looked at me like I was crazy. I felt like I was the crazy man in the room when I said Atreyu. I was trying to make Atreyu jokes.
That's exactly what he sounds like. It's not a bad love Atreyu, but you know, that's just what he sounds like.
Yeah,
in the same way that like I rip off A Day to Remember, he rips off Atreyu. That's them's the breaks, you know. I wish I sounded more like Silverstein. I don't. I got the lows. How it be?
So I was going to ask on track 4, was that Brian on the hook too, or was that all you?
No, that was me. I was the screaming in the background and the cleans was I was listening to this record from Trophy Eyes a lot at the time, and they did that on every song where it's like screaming low layers underneath the cleans, and I was really into it, and I showed that to the producer and I said, let's do